Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So I thought in this video we could talk a little bit about what's up and coming for Golden Week. Basically, as some of you may know, previously Golden Week used to be a JP only thing, but now they've made it a joint celebration. And so this newsletter was sent out to kind of confirm so basically, this newsletter was sent out as our April update from the developers on the game, and they mentioned some things here regarding the Whirling Cherry Blossom Secret Treasure Chest and such things. They talk about the Springtime Dokkan cumulative login missions, and basically they just talk about like a whole bunch of stuff regarding the game. But at the end here, they say that the aim for the top Dokkan campaign will be live at the same time as the Japanese version. So this is confirming that Golden Week will again be joint. They also say here will be all about the fights of Goku and friends as they aim to reach the top in the World Tournament. And of course, their Dual Dokkan Festival will be held this year too. Among the new characters available in the Dual Dokkan Festival, there will be a character who possesses a new type of skill. We'll satisfy your curiosity and announce these characters next week, so be on the lookout. So they will be updating us and giving us a whole new update obviously this week. But I think just kind of before the units come out, just wanted to talk about what I think the units will be and basically who I think is eligible for an easy aim. I think the skill they talk about will be the standby skill, which is basically a new mechanic added into JP Dokkan. I think that's fairly obvious for global side, as obviously JP recently got it, and it's very similar to like the leader skills and things like that. Like global usually does get access to JP based mechanics a bit earlier on, so I think that will definitely be it. But let's take a look at the units that I think will be eligible and what I think it'll be. So yeah. So obviously when we're talking units, I think especially when it comes to the World Tournament, there's a couple notable World Tournaments in terms of like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, which technically only really has the end of Z. So in terms of the format, traditionally Golden Week is Extreme and Super units. So I think this already kind of rules out a couple ideas people have, which is Goten versus Trunks, which is one of them. Another one that people have had is things like Oob versus Goku. It's not to say that these things couldn't happen, it's just to say that it's unlikely, considering the fact that traditionally it's Extreme versus Super, it's hero versus villain. Because of this, there's only a couple real options. If we look at the Extreme side, we have Piccolo Jr. or Jr., obviously from the 23rd World Tournament, if I remember. We then have Tien from the 22nd World Tournament, who's a viable option. Not maybe as big name as Piccolo Jr., but still definitely has enough in his own right to be a Dokkan Fest. We have the outside choice of Majin Vegeta versus Goku, which could definitely be one. But they recently used a lot of the Majin Vegeta animations for a LR on the JP side. And then we have Yamaha and Spopovich versus Videl, which just doesn't really work for me. Videl has been a Dokkan Fest before, but neither of them would be big enough in terms of leader skill or category to kind of carry the celebration, I think. Yamaha and Spopovich also have a lot of material, technically speaking, but it just doesn't feel necessary. So out of these, I probably think Tien, Majin Vegeta, and Piccolo Jr. are the three top choices, although I would rule out Majin Vegeta based off the fact that we recently got a card of him pretty much from that exact scene on the JP side. And then obviously on the Super side, this would make Goku the opposite unit to Tien and Jr., and SS2 Goku the opposite unit to Majin Vegeta. So those are kind of your options on the Super side, which I think is fine. I think overall it's kind of what you expect. As I mentioned before, technically Oob and Goku could be a fight, but with them both being Super, it just doesn't really feel good enough. there's also not enough material from those fights to kind of make a big dual Dokkan fest, at least from my perspective. In terms of general banner units, in terms of options, I think, Krillin's a good option. We could get a Krillin Youth to help out the Youth team and Seeker's team and DB Saga teams, or we could get a Krillin just from any of the DBZ World Tournaments. Any of them are fine, I think, in terms of performance and in terms of value, and could just add to the categories that they're on. Then, obviously, alternative options are Chi-Chi. I think Chi-Chi is a pretty good pick. Mighty Mask is also a pretty good pick. Great Sandman is fine. Videl is also okay. Hercule, etc. I think these are all fine. Oob, I think these are great general banner units that I think we could have alongside the main featured units, and I think they would be fine choices, personally speaking. On the extreme side, it depends on who's chosen, but for me, I would say Yamo and Spopovich or Tien are probably going to be the general banner units, just considering the chances that Majunia will be the main unit or that Vegeta will be the main unit. Alternatively, there are some more left field options. However, I think these aren't big name enough to even be general banner units. Now, both general banners don't have to be extreme or super. There's no real control over that one. So then when it comes down to the rest of it, kind of big discussion is obviously, well, what will the leads be and what will the units be? So for me, personally speaking, I think in terms of EZAs, most of the EZAs I think are kind of tied up. I think we have the Strength Majunia, who I think will definitely EZA. We have that physical Goku I just selected, who I think can EZA. In terms of that, we have the LR, Tien, and Chaozu, who could EZA on both versions. It would be interesting considering they're a World Tournament unit. So not too certain how they'd run that one. They do already have a system for World Tournament EZAs that are out. There could be some Earthbred Fighters EZAs. Units like Piccolo, units like Yamcha, units like Tien. And in general, on the Namekian side, there's plenty of units for EZAs. Hopefully, Demon King Piccolos, at least 2 of them, or 1 of them. And then maybe just a Piccolo as a side factor. The physical DFE one would be everyone's first choice, but I think, I just don't see how that fits in, but it could. And if they do, I mean, I'd still be very happy with it. So yeah, now to kind of talk about likelihood, I don't think Majin Buu Saga World Tournament will be chosen. Although it has the widest ensemble cast of characters, it has technically recently just kind of gone through a bit of a buffing phase, which would make it slightly unlikely. It is not unusual for them to double buff categories, but it is unlikely. So the top choices for me are Majunia and Goku. Now for Majunia, I think he would be a Namekian lead, but I also have a hope that he would lead a Demonic Power or a Demonic Ways category. And this could open up a big category. This could be, Majunia, this could be Demon King Piccolo, this could be, all the Demon Realm SDBH units, this could be Dabura, this could be Majin Power units, this could be quite a lot of, different units, I think. And I think it could be a very strong and very nicely fitting category that could add a lot of different units underneath it. In terms of his abilities, it's difficult to say, but I assume he'll have a giant form. I do assume he'll also have a HP recovery, as it's kind of a big Namekian trend, possibly guard of some kind. I think they have to give him support as well to help facilitate whatever category he's on. Whereas on Goku's side, I think it's more likely or not that we'll see World Tournament as a category or Earthbred Fighters. Usually they don't introduce one new category without another, so there's also a slight chance we could see a Z Fighters category, although I don't think that's likely. And since that's the case, you probably won't see a new category on the Piccolo, and instead we'll probably just see World Tournament and Earthbred Fighters as his category, with some coverage for Pure Saiyans or for Turtle School units or something along those lines. In terms of build, I think he'll be very similar to this Goku, with built up crit off of his additionals and just built up attack off of his attacks. He could have key nullification, but he could also have some support capabilities as well, although generally speaking I don't think they'll add this to Goku, as he doesn't need it for synergy with his team. So that's my thoughts really about it on Golden Week. In terms of part 2 LR, it could be anything. Could be Chi-Chi and Goku, could be Krillin, could be literally anything, another Demon King Piccolo, we don't know. The second part LR is really a toss in the air. It could be an Android 18 for crying out loud, or a Mighty Mask, but I don't really think that matters too much. But let me know your thoughts, I'd love to hear it. I'll see you guys next time, bye.